public charge. This is one among the most controversial topics and very confusing for many people. People have been figuring out how much exactly amount of money you need to have and whether it is a mandatory for any person applying for the green card or immigrant visas to fill the public charge form. So let us start from the beginning. From February 24th, 2020, the public charge rule was put into implementation. So that was when it was started to be implemented. But July 29th, there is a very big case about the public charge. So this case forced me to make a video about the public charge rule to explain in detail, because people have been asking me, what does that mean? Does it mean that the public charge rule has been overturned and not be implemented forever? Or we are going to use affidavit of support? People have been very, very much confused with the ruling or with the decision of the court in New York. So I want to give that explanation so that you can understand more about the public charge, whether has been cancelled or removed completely or not. So this is the most updated information. As I said, it started from July 29th, where the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York City, or the state of New York, ordered the Department of Homeland Security from enforcing, applying, implementing, or treating as effectively the inadmissibility, the very, very difficult word, not admitting people on the ground of the public charge, on the final rule, that one, for the period of the pandemic outbreak, for any period which there is a declared national health emergency in the response of the COVID-19 outbreak. So there are so many things here. First of all, when I saw the word enjoined, yes, I know the meaning, but I want to make sure that other people have to understand what does that word mean. So if you go to find the meaning of that word, it is just to instruct someone to do something or not doing something. So the court has instructed the Department of State from enforcing. So they have told the Department of Homeland Security, not to enforce, not to apply this public charge rule. But they haven't said they have told them don't use this one during the time. Which time? Any period during which there is a declared national health emergency in response of the COVID-19 outbreak. That is very, very key. Currently, US is under what we call the declared national health emergency in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. So, in a very simple way, this is a temporary injunction. This is the temporary time where people will not be required to fill the form of public charge just during the time of the COVID-19 outbreak, when it is declared as a national health. In the US, it was declared it was around February, March at that time, when it was declared this is a national emergency, health emergency, up to the time when they say it is not. So for instance, if it goes up to January, it will say yes until that particular time. So it doesn't mean that the public charge rule has been removed forever. And if you go further, they say, as long as the July 29th, 2020, the injunction is in effect. For that case, the immigration will apply the 1990 public charge guidance that was in place before the public charge rule was implemented. So you have to know that before the current public charge, the public charge rule, there was original public charge grounds. Like usually it's just like, let me find the printed format. So usually there is a ground. People have to understand it when you are going to apply and all other things. There is a ground where you need it to have, but forget about that. The most famous one is this one. So for that case, from July 29th until when the declared health emergency ends. So for that case, this injunction will be in place, will be in effect. For that case, adjudication of application of adjustment of status on or after July 29th, this date will not apply, will not use the public charge rule, which was initiated on February 24th, 2020. And in other words, we will not apply the public benefit condition during this time, the time of national, the period of when there is declared national health emergency in response to the COVID-19. The reason being, many people have lost their jobs, whether in the US, whether it's also outside the US. People have been having business. The business is not doing well. There are so many situations. People have lost their jobs. People have lost so many things. So for that case, during the time in the US, this is declared as national emergency. That means someone will not be required to ask or to submit that one. So this is mostly like they give more details. I'm going to post this link on the comment. Injunction of the inadmissibility on the public charge grounds final rule. So as I said, so on January 29th, last week, is when this injunction has been implemented. Remember, from January 31st is when the Secretary of Health declared public health emergency. From January 27th. So in the response of COVID-19. So when the Department of Health and Human Services, when they come to say the now is going to declare is not COVID-19 is not a public emergency, it's not public health emergency, that means the public charge rule will come into effect back to the operation. So this is a temporary injunction. So that's why at the beginning I didn't want to tell people, oh, the public charge rule has been removed, because I'll be lying to you. The public charge is still there. So you see, so that is when the Secretary of Health, but that's why I said on March 13th, President issued the proclamation declaring national emergency concerning the COVID-19 outbreak. On the same day, so that is what does that mean? So this one will be back once the declaration of the public, once the national emergency is over. So once the period of declared national health emergency is over, the public charge rule is going to be in effect. But remember, this is very tricky part. The tricky part comes is, remember, there is a suspension of immigrant visas and the other non-immigrant visas like H1 visa, L visa, some of J visa, and some of those kind of visas. So if most of immigrant visas, especially if you win the green card lottery, there is no interview until end of December 31st. So the interviews will start February 2nd, possibly, if there will be no extension. So remember, until the time the interviews are going to start, beginning of January, the declaration of national health emergency of pandemic COVID-19 might not be there. So if, let's say your interview is January 10, and at that time, maybe let's say by November, they say it is it is they are going to end the declaration as COVID-19 as national health emergency, that means you will be required to submit the public charge form, public charge document. Remember, the immigrant visas, most of the immigrant visas, they will be required to start beginning of 2021, the interviews. So if that is the case, it will affect many people who will be going to that time, but at that time, obviously, it will be declared as national response to national health emergency. Because if up to that time is going to be declared as national health emergency, the possibility of extension of the suspension will be there because unemployment will still be high here in America. So that's what I want to explain to you. Don't celebrate that, oh, the public charge rule has been removed. No, it hasn't been removed. There is injunction for temporary time between now, when the time of the declared national health emergency for the COVID-19, until when they say it's not national health emergency, the public charge comes back into effect. And at the same time, now you cannot even do the interview. The only advantage it will be if now you are going to the visa interview for the immigrant visas like green card visa. If you are going now, yes, it is an advantage. But if you are going to January because of the suspension, it is not an advantage. So don't celebrate too early for this one. And something you need to know, the Supreme Court, when the public charge rule was implemented on February 24th, 2020, it was after the Supreme Court. Already they had the Supreme Court. People went to the court already. And when they went to the court, the decision was already made by the court, implementation to be there. So I just want to make sure that you have to understand this rule on determination of public charge is a block only during a very short time, is not something forever. So that is something you need to understand. Yeah. So once the thing is going to be back, you'll be able to go back to the public charge. Yeah. So that is what I want to make sure that you understand. What does the public charge rule means? And there is a video I explain more in detail. I talk in detail about the public charge, how to fill the form and everything, and about the affidavit of support. Go on the link on this description of this video. You can be able to see and understand more. So thank you so much, everyone. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this is Ernest Bonifas Makulilo, EBM out.